Well, hey, welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst, where every Monday through Friday, for about 30 minutes, I'll talk about the latest gaming news, my reactions, sometimes gameplay, reviews. Who knows what we'll get into, and sometimes I don't even know. I don't. Morning, Talos. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, so for today, I mean, I think there's not much news because later this week we might get the okay, what is going on? OBS has been acting up, and I am seeing something. I don't want to get into it right now because we're doing a show, but later this week there's going to be big news from Nintendo, obviously, and I think that's why there's not too much other news that's going around or coming out or anything. So, not too much to talk about. So I have some stories to talk about. We might do some gameplay. But as always, let's start off with what I've been playing. Oh, yeah, Blood of the Dawnwalker. So I did talk about this, and I think it was yesterday. And the main thing that I like is, well, one, I guess I have no hopes or expectations. Generally, when I play a CD Projekt game, I feel like it is so strong a narrative, but it lacks in the gameplay mechanics, where it's almost like it's older mechanics, and I'm kind of like, I want something new and more interesting. But who knows, because it's the same people. But maybe with a different studio, with maybe some more fresh depth, maybe they could, I don't know, really work the combat, because I love the main character. The look of the main character is badass. This looks, European, Eastern European, Transylvania style, but samurai-like. It's because of that armor, like the way they have him done in his hair, and he's a vampire, so he's gonna have powers. I'm interested in that. But is the gameplay going to be fun? That is the big question. But yeah, let's jump into what I've been playing. And that is, let's see, Street Fighter 6. I'd been talking about this recently because of my being included. Terry Bogard was before. I couldn't figure any of that stuff out. I finally figured it out, and that was actually this morning. Because when you start up Street Fighter 6, there's like 3 things to choose from, and the one on your farthest right, when you go in there, it has like arcade, versus, but there's story tucked in there. And that's what I like about the fighting games. I like going through the story with all the characters. So I found it. Excellent. I chose Cammy. Didn't like her outfit, so I, bought one in the store. Kind of pricey, but at the same time, not, because really it gives you all these coins that then you can use for other things. So I was like, okay, this is actually kind of worth it. And then I saw the cost to get Terry, I think, would be about $5. But I used deals.gg or gg.deals. I forget. I always forget the name. I just type in deals and it brings up the site. But they had the year 2 character pass for $20. That gives me Terry and Mai when she releases, and M. Bison, and then another character, I forgot off the top of my head, that I'm not into, but I just love the idea of using the King of Fighters characters in Street Fighter to see if, it feels like playing an SNK game. The graphics are great in Street Fighter 6, and I'm surprised I hadn't played through it yet. I've played the others. Actually, I wonder if, I'm gonna check. If I was to look up Street Fighter, it would show, oh yeah, some previous ones I played. Okay, but let's go back. Street Fighter 4. Oh, there's Super Street Fighter 4. And then Street Fighter 4. And then other than that, there's no Street Fighter 5. I wonder what that could be about. Do I even have Street Fighter 5? I'm sure I do. I'll have to go back. And I did the same thing with, was it Dead or Alive? Love this fighting series. So, yeah, August 7th was the last time I played it on PS4. Played about 7 hours. I really just went through story. Does this cleared arcade mode? I guess it doesn't really say exactly. And then I played a little bit of 5, and then obviously the extreme games. I didn't play that much, even though I would think I'd want to. Yeah. And then, yeah, Dead or Alive 4. Yeah, I played a lot of that back. Yeah, 2011 is actually not... That's, I guess, the time maybe the site started, or when it started collecting this data. But interesting. You know what? Actually, let me check something else here. Tekken. Let's see. Tekken 8 demo. Tekken 7. I played about 6 hours. Tekken 6. Tekken Tag 2. I know I've played many more Tekken games, but again, this would be probably when it wasn't capturing. Although I thought I'd played more on like a PS3 or something. I wonder if maybe not all PS3 thing. I don't know. But this allows me to then go back and try things like, oh, it's not on this list. I'll go back and play it again or whatever. Anyway, so I'll be playing some more Street Fighter 6. Yesterday, I didn't really play too much. I played Godzilla on PS4 again. What I usually do is when I have some free time, and this is what I'm doing with the Godzilla PS4 game, because again, I'm 31 hours in. There's probably, I don't know, another 10 to 15 hours, maybe more, to get the rest of the achievements. My plan is to pretty much just either once a day or every other day, I'm just going to jump in, and I love that I have this PlayStation Portal, let me tell you. The Portal is amazing. Pick it up, turn it on, play Godzilla, do a run with, because there's 22 kaiju I have to use to then upgrade, and one run with one of the kaiju isn't enough to upgrade them all. So it's like a run could take 40 minutes, 22 kaiju. I've maxed out Godzilla, the main one, and now I was working on the Godzilla 2014 because he's the strongest, and I want to get the achievement for 6 minutes for King of Kaiju mode. And I was like, it was either yesterday or the day before I went through it. That doesn't take long, 6 minutes, right? I beat it in 6 minutes and 1 second. I was like, oh my God. But I had to move on to other things, so I'll get back to that. Okay, here's this other game I want to talk about. It's a demo, so demos don't normally populate correctly on here, and that's fine. And Talos, I'm curious if you've actually know anything about this. Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, right? So we talked about this yesterday when, near the end of the show, when I was talking about games that are going to be coming out. And it said Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. Actually, I guess it's out right now. It's only 15. See, so here's the thing. When I was reading this, a roguelite action RPG that offers, wait a minute, extensive, persistent progression. I was like, you know what? I like the sound of that. And you know what? This game does it, because what's happening is you start off in this town that's kind of like dilapidated. It doesn't have anything. The buildings are all torn up or whatever. But then they're like, go north for your next mission. So you go north, but as you hit to the top of the screen, you click a button to then launch you into the level. I think they're randomized every time, but then you just go in. Let me mute this. You go in and you're doing just a lot of fighting. This actually looks way more intense than what I was doing. I think it's because it's early on. But you do a run, and I haven't even beat, I guess, the next area I'm supposed to. And when you die, you just start back up at your village, but you have everything you gained. So then I'm little by little, like, upgrading my town, upgrading my stats. But as you do the run, too, you could pick up stuff that's just for that run, just to help you be stronger. And that's the thing, like, normally I'm tired of these types of games. I think the difference with this one is that what I was talking about, the extensive, persistent progression. Even if I died, I feel like I got a lot out of it, and there's something I can do either in my town or fighting-wise. And for only $15, that's pretty good. I might grab this. I'm trying to limit what I'm purchasing. In fact, I just got that Street Fighter 6 character pass, so I'd be playing that for a little while. But this looks great. It looks like classic roguelite that allows you to retain the perks. Yeah, it looks like the top-down Soul Frame. You should look into Soul Frame. Oh, Soul Frame. That sounds very familiar. But the only thing I don't like about it's not on here unless it's 2 words. Let me know where I should. On PlayStation. Or okay, Digital Extremes. Okay, I'll have to let's see. Let me, yeah, I think you had mentioned that to me before. Let me, Soul Frame. Let's look at this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so I have to sign up for it. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep this up because I need to look into this. The oh yeah, send me a code if you don't mind. That would be amazing. And here's the thing though, like when it comes to roguelites, like a lot of times I don't know how to explain it. And maybe it might happen with this one with Hammerwatch too, but like with what is it called? Uh Dead Cells. Let me see. How long does it say I've played that? 16 hours on Steam. That seems low. 10 minutes the next week. That seems low, but we'll just go with it for now. Although, you know what? I was playing this game when it was in early access. I don't know if that counts. Long time ago. The thing is, it would get boring really quick because there's just this certain point to where there's very little progress. And the thing I like about Hammerwatch is the progress. What's another example? Yeah, I stopped. Here's another one. Although it might just be that there isn't a lot of content, so that's why it seems like. Oh, where is it? Rogue Flight. This is one that I played a demo of here on before, and I was playing it, and I would die, but then I'd have to play like the same level again, and it's like I'm kind of bored of that. But from what I understand, the game's actually not that long, so then it might actually be worth spending the time doing that because then I could get to the ending quick, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of achievements in an hour on that. Yeah, if you can't see it saying I got 24 out of 45. Anyway, just tangent, roguelites, likes or lights, however you want to say it. The concept is good, not always utilized correctly. All right, I'm going to jump into some news here. GOG bolsters game preservation efforts by joining European Game Archivist Organization. So the idea here is, let's see, a bunch of members here, including the Video Game Museum in Rome. That's interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to get to where the point of this really is. It has partnered with the European Federation of Game Archive, blah, 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 blah. So, to preserve video games. So I guess this is more of just a press release of, hey, this is what we're going to do. But the thing I like about GOG is it's just a way to get these DRM-free games. There's a ton of them. You know, the idea means you can just download them and play them. That's why I prefer something like a ROG Ally over a Steam Deck. Because how easy it is to play, you know, if I'm on a handheld, I like the idea of having games from my GOG library because I don't have to worry about DRM, online stuff. Games that are sometimes not even on Steam are on GOG. So GOG is really cool to check out if you haven't. You know, I know it's another storefront like UbiConnect, GOG, Battle.net, Xbox, Steam. That's never really bothered me, to be honest. I don't mind storefronts existing. Sometimes it helps facilitate patching, and I think that's important. So there's that. So you sent that to me. Was that on maybe Discord? Let me check real quick. Yeah. Excellent. Most excellent. Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out, and then I'll have to report back here. Let you guys know how it is. Okay. Anyway, I just want to bring this up because I feel like people should know GOG more. Utilize it. Good old games is what it was called. CD Projekt Red. I want to say it's owned by CD Projekt Red, isn't it? Or it was, or something like that. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, moving on. What was this one? Okay, yeah, this is weird. Nintendo has once again omitted the original developers from a remaster's credits. So they did this Donkey Kong Country HD. There's a certain name for it, right? Yeah, Returns. It was the one that was on Wii. I want to say they remastered it for Wii U, and now it's on Switch. And they have a developer actually doing the porting, but they don't credit the original developer. I don't know why you wouldn't, and I don't assume there's anything nefarious at play. I guess my whole thing is, and I think someone has talked about this before, is the idea that You want, for someone that worked on something to have, their work recognized even through time. And I get that. I really do. And that's something that even I do when I'm into something. It's like, oh, who made this? What else have they made? Because as the developer, I guess you could, how much I put this? It's like the port comes out, right? This remaster port, whatever, and you have a whole new team that did the porting, and so they can put on their LinkedIn or wherever, use as experience. Hey, we ported this Nintendo game. How awesome is that? But then also gives credit to the original people to be like, yeah, my work is still shown out there. Obviously someone ported it. Anyway, I just think it's weird. And I guess you kind of, on one hand, you don't need to care, but this kind of goes to where when a game gets a remaster, I don't know if remake is the right term, but a remaster, and they omit stuff from the original intention, I don't like that. And, and I will compare it to like George Lucas. It's because he's the original creator. When he made the special editions, he wanted to make changes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The originals exist. He wanted to make this. But if it's like this whole other group of people that, okay, well, let's just port it. And then if they take liberties, it's odd. That's why, anyway, I'm just saying credit should always be there. It's always interesting to see who worked on things that can kind of help you if you're, wanted experience to get a new role, stuff like that. Anyway, not a big deal. This is, not only is this a big deal to me, this is exactly what I have been saying should be happening, and it looks like it's happening. Because with all these big AAA publishers, I get it where sometimes you're tired of them, and it's like, look, they should just sell off their stuff. They should go do different things. They should fix this, fix that. And here's what's interesting. We have Ubisoft, who's been around for a while and makes pretty good games. And then we have, let me check something real quick. And it could just be today. Huh. Yeah, I have it set to ultra low latency. Anyway, the stream keeps on my end keeps warning me, and then I'm seeing just then, where there's a hiccup in the video. And I have it on ultra low latency. I probably need to stop doing that. But anyway. Oh, yeah. Going back to what I was saying. Actually, before I go back, exactly, it's almost as bad as historical revisionism. Yes, Jim Killex. It's exactly what I'm getting to, yeah. But anyway, so with Tencent and the Guillemot family has owned Ubisoft since the beginning. They started it. That sounds like a kid. But anyway, and I think what's happened is they've been able to do their best to navigate being a AAA publisher and conform to society standards as that evolves. I think it's very hard for companies to do that when they are creating art, a lot of times, because there's that reflection of art in society, the kind of back and forth that happens between a corporation that creates art and the consumers that are consuming it. A lot of times because this art's made for mass audience. Anyway, so I think what's been happening in the last, decade is, sorry, I got cloves. I put grounded cloves under my tongue in the morning. It helps with inflammation. Isn't that crazy? Little voodoo. Anyway, the shareholders probably in the past 10, 15 years, maybe more, are kind of telling Ubisoft along the way, hey, we kind of need this to be happening. This is what's going to make us money. Let's do that. And the Guillemot family just has to kind of go by that. They have to listen. Tencent, on the other hand, is a huge Chinese-owned video game conglomerate, and they're a little different. I think the West in the past 10 to 15 years tried to incorporate sort of social constructs into game development. And I think that's fine. I think that's actually a good idea. That is art. But sometimes it becomes a checkbox instead of an intention. And so a company like Tencent's not really like that. They don't really do that sort of thing. You can kind of tell they kind of leave studios on their own, but I think Tencent just kind of make sure there's a certain sheen of production value on what they're doing. And so the idea here is and I'm not going to read the whole article. I'll kind of give you the gist of the idea here is Tencent will still own Ubisoft, but they are going to sort of offload assets to Tencent. So like Tencent can make money off of Ubisoft assets or use Ubisoft assets, but Tencent will still kind of retain control. And this way, Tencent can make money off of these IPs that Ubisoft has, and Ubisoft can do what they want without having to worry about shareholders saying, do this, do that. I like this. I like this way of going about it. It's almost a way to think about it is like crowdfunding. But instead of a crowd, it's a corporation. They're like, Tencent's like, yeah, we believe in this product and we know we can make money off of it. So you guys do your thing. Don't have to worry about the typical shareholders sort of saying, well, in this quarter, we need to make sure we're appealing to this market. And when we did our focus test, we found out that this doesn't work. So we need to, they don't have to deal with that as much. So anyway, I think that's great news. Okay, let's move on to something, and I hope I can get this to work. Of course I can, but I forgot that I have it on ultra low. Okay, so there's this game that is free right now. I've never played it before. And I will stop the game if it seems like it's making the stream lag. It's called Jaded. Actually, this seems pretty good because the game's not that big. Let me let's give it a second. Okay, so I don't know anything about this game except that it comes out of early access in a couple days or a week or a couple weeks. I don't know. And it's free right now, but it will be for sale in early access. So this is an example of I tend to, if a game's early access, I'm like, but this is so close to release and it's free. It's like, oh, you could actually get it. Press B to select. Not sure any of that made any sense, but let's create a new file. Use left and right to move. Okay. Okay, B is jump. So this is like a Nintendo problem where I feel like they switched the the controls around. All right. Hello, as this game is in beta, there's no story and there are no end-of-level bosses implemented yet. Reporting bugs. Okay, so this is kind of getting an idea of the controls. Okay. Okay, and you just have to press down. You don't have to press down and jump. Strike me first from the side using X. Wow, is that the relationship these two have? Okay. Now leap in the air and then strike me. Okay, strike from below. From above. Okay, that worked. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Very interesting about the mouse. Usually must defeat. Okay. I need to move the mouse out of the way. It doesn't need to be there. Wait, yellow edges mean. Okay. So, to me, it's so weird that B is jump and X is attack, because if I wanted to jump and attack, if I wanted to hold down the button, I'd have to put my thumb horizontally across to hit B. That's kind of weird. And I can't control this. I'm sure controller support coming soon. Yeah, I'm sure it's because this is early access. Okay. But let's see. I'm really curious to see what more this game includes. Oh, okay. This is something I think I saw in the... Yeah, I know. Yeah, guys, it's not me. This game is acting weird. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming it said to hold R Oh, wait a minute. No? Yeah, this is early access for sure. And it said controller support coming soon, so let's see. Let me... Okay, here, I can use mouse. There we go. Alright, this isn't bad, actually. You know what? It's funny, because we were talking about that Hammer Watch game just now. Oops. Yeah, that could be a problem. I was actually playing it on mouse and keyboard until I got to a point where it's like, well, I need a controller. But it felt actually really nice just playing a game on mouse and keyboard. Wow, this is so basic. But I mean, so here, it looks cool. I like the idea of this kind of aiming. Oh yeah, that didn't work out. Okay, so jump is space. This. Okay. Let's see. This would be easier on a controller. All right, fine. Hit me. Hit me over there. I wonder if there's something down there. Nope. Okay, I might as well try. It's just a demo anyway. So, to be honest though, I like the mouse controls just because I can kind of aim, I guess. Like, look at that. That's interesting. And then do I attack? Oh, so I'd probably... It hurts me to just run into it, but it also hurt it, so... Alright. Oh, not good. Okay, this is cool. This... I'm starting to get the vibe here now. It is kind of a standard style, old school side-scroller. But it has, like, elements that you'd find from Super Meat Boy, where there's this sort of action platforming happening. Like, yeah, we can see here. Nope, messed that up. Alright. Okay, yeah, I don't want to make that same mistake. Unless there's... Oh, wait. So it didn't hurt me. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Looks like, I was gonna say Hollow Knight. Looks like, Shovel Knight. Okay, he can hurt you easily. It seems like the hitbox are rather large. Okay, yeah, if he's attacking me as I'm doing my thing, it will hurt. So what about... Okay. Oh, okay, so you just hold down, let go, and... Alright. Nope. Okay, yeah, I can already tell I'm gonna need a controller for this. Lots of cool Super Meat Boy vibes here, while also being kind of like, you know, an action game. Yeah, I was seeing if I could do both at once. Now I know how to take out this guy easier. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to stop right there. I would say that's actually pretty good for being that it's free right now. So here is again latest news from it. Okay, so final pricing. After talking it over, we decided to sell Jaded for $9.99 at full release. So I think that's a good price for what I've played, the type of game it is. If you already own the game now, you don't have to buy it again. That's great. The full release will be rolled out for free as an update. Because of this, the previously planned 5-day free period is no longer necessary. Data will launch at $9.99 day one. Since the final game is different from the beta, your save progress will not carry over into the final release. However, we've made sure to keep the beta save file safe and separate. Oh, that's cool. Your beta save will not be overwritten or deleted. Anyway, so mechanically, this seems pretty fun. I am wondering what the gameplay loop is like about upgrading. Do you go back to certain levels? Is it just one, level 2, level 3, level 4? That's something, and I think it's hard to communicate, but I think game developers need to communicate. Like, so platform and fight your way through mountains and forests to accomplish your purpose as a Jade being. I mean, that really doesn't say anything about the gameplay. That just, it's about me being, what's a Jade being? Slow down time using your 360-degree directional dash and lock on targets to strike. Fight soldiers or creatures on your quest. So, like, yeah. So, as a game that seems like it could be, you know, you go through this stage, platform around, fight, pretty fun. But is there more to it? We'll find out when the full release comes out. I will let you guys know what this is like. Let's see what else they did. Oh, this is their first game. Cool. So it'll be cool to check it out and see. Anyway, I'm going to head to work. That was a lot of fun. Thanks all for joining, talking games. Have a good rest of the day, and we will talk tomorrow. See y'all.